ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, how is everyone doing today? We are back. We are ready to rock and roll. A few minutes late here today, and I apologize about that, everyone, but we are getting ourselves ready to rock and roll on this day. I just want to share the love, make sure that everyone is aware that we are here on this Money Monday and getting ourselves pumped on up. So, guys, let's get this party started right here and right now, making sure everyone is joining us. But, man, it's going to be an awesome day. Okay, great. Team, let's dive right in on this. First things first, happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. It is moving into August time. We got some things we got to break down. We got some things we got to talk about. There's things that we got to go over. We got to make sure it's step by step by step, 1 to 10. You guys know exactly where to go, A to Z, making sure that you guys are prepared on this day. So, what do we have right now? Well, at this moment, there's no stock that you need to be jumping in on. I just want to make that clear. At this exact second, there is no stock that you need to be pulling the trigger on and saying, hey, Deck, this is the one. This is the play. ARTL had a very quick 1-minute spike and gave back all of its gains. We saw SCS get acquired at a certain price right around $14.25. It's not really going to move off of that. COMM also got acquired at a certain price. It's not really going to move off of that. At this exact moment, every single person can just take a breath and say, is there anything I'm missing? The answer is no. I always wake up and I look for, where is the mob? Where is the majority of buyers going to go? And when I say the mob, guys, I'm talking about where are the retail traders? Where are the hype? Where is every single person waking up on this Money Monday and saying, that's the play I want to buy in on. That's the play I want to spike towards. That's the play that's going to make me the most amount of money. So the thing is, when I am looking at these plays, when I'm getting myself started on these plays and I'm saying to myself, where is going to be my moneymaker? I'm thinking every single day, what is everyone else looking at? What is every single person in the world jumping in on? And what it really comes on down to is right now, it's all about staying patient. Right now, it's all about waiting and watching and seeing, of course, where the hype is going to take us next. So what do we want to do at this exact moment here, traders? We want to see, of course, what has the opportunity to be the next big spike, what has the opportunity to become the next big rip and run. And of course, let's see what comes on up at around 8 o'clock this morning. But other than that, though, traders, right now at this time, I do think, again, the S&P 500 should be your number one focus. Now, why? The S&P 500, this play right now at this moment here, traders, when it comes on down towards it, is that we are looking to see if we can recover. Now, what do I mean by recover? I'm talking about the fact is the S&P 500 is a little bit, it's a little bit shaky at this moment. And you know what? I know, again, some people are saying the sound is a little wonky right here. Let's go. I'm just going to give it a quick little refresh at this moment. And then again, let's see if the sound gets a little better instead of me talking for the next 30 minutes right here. I know it does sound a lot better. Okay, awesome. So again, if we get it sound much better, awesome, good. And let's keep this party going then. So what we have at this moment, traders, what I want to be able to break on down, what I want to talk about at this moment is, again, the S&P 500. The S&P 500, for anyone who does not know, Friday was a pretty bad day. We could take a look right here over on the S&P 500, and we could see Thursday and Friday, we basically gave back 3 weeks of gains. 3 weeks of gains. We came crashing all the way back on down. Now, why? If you guys do not know, there are basically 2 reasons on why the market came crashing back on down. Let's scroll on down here and let's talk about it. So we have boom, 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 right here. 2 main reasons. Number 1, the jobs report on Friday came on out, was not good in any sort of way. Number 2, tariffs began. So we have 2 things right here that are leading towards a lot of negativity, a lot of recession fear. We hear about this every single day, guys, don't we? Every single week, every single month. People love bringing up, when's the next recession? Or is a recession going to happen? We hear the word recession so much, and we usually don't ever actually have it happen. So again, a lot of times fear can be a driving force in the market. Now, what do we have at this moment? It says jobs were increasing until they found out they weren't. So for anyone who does not know, back in May, in June, in July, they actually overestimated how many jobs were created, how many jobs were out in the market. Now, we actually just came on out and said, you know what? Remember when we said we had X amount of jobs, 200,000 jobs created? It was only 100,000 jobs created. Remember when we said there was 90,000 jobs created? There was actually only 40,000 jobs created. So when we have more jobs created and more opportunity, and people have more chances of making money and supplying for themselves and gaining again, savings in their bank account, and then going ahead and buying this or buying that or buying this or buying that. Guess what? That stimulates the economy. People get excited, people stimulate the economy, and again, stocks go on very big rips and runs. Do you guys remember back in 2020? 2020, we sent money out to everyone. Jerome Powell said, hey, if you are a human, if you are living in the United States, we're going to give you $1,500. And guess what? People had money. They spent that money. The stock market went crazy. We know how crazy and wild 2020 was. So now, again, it's opposite. Imagine, again, restrictiveness. In 2020, what made the stock market go crazy? Well, we had barely any interest rates whatsoever. So you could go out and buy houses. You could go out and buy cars. You can go ahead and spend all your money on your credit cards. And there wasn't really any sort of repercussions. Then on top of that, traders, guess what? We're sending people money, turning on the printing machines. People can go ahead and buy a ton of things. Well, what's kind of going on that's a little opposite right now? Well, opposite is, hey, we don't want you spending as much money. If you're going to buy a car and get a loan, you're going to have a larger interest rate payment. If you're going to, again, buy a house right now, you're going to have a 6-7% interest rate payment. If, again, just stimulate the economy in general. Hey, we said there was a lot of jobs before. Again, we kind of lied. There's not as many jobs as we thought. So what's happening here? Well, we know that the market has been on an absolute tear. And now saying, hey, you know what? We kind of were making up the numbers before. We kind of had to re-advise them. Now, again, we have that fear. Now, not only adding into that fear, but what else do we have here? We have tariffs are back, right? Tariffs just came back on. Now, what happened in the first 3 months of the year? First 3 months of the year, tariffs began. And guess what? It's not that tariffs are bad. It's just the fact that no one knows what the heck's actually going to happen with tariffs. Are tariffs going to work? Right? We put so much time, we put so much money, we put so many resources into making tariffs work. What if they don't work? What if all of a sudden China says, you know what, we don't like this, we're not going to do business with you anymore. We're going to crash your economy, it'll probably crash our economy, we're going to crash the world economy, right? We are getting small little wins. Small little wins with South Korea, small little wins over in Europe, small little wins here and there. But the thing is, tariffs, we haven't actually seen the effect, the pro about them yet. Now, the thing is, that's probably going to take time. Now, when I say time, it could be months, it could be years until we actually start gaining, right? Gaining, I'm going to say the pros about tariffs, gaining the money through tariffs, being able to have jobs in the United States and not outsourcing as much. It's going to take months to years before we actually even see, okay, look how great this is. So it's not like it's going to be something that's happening overnight. So the biggest fear right here is, are we going to see another collapse? Are we going to see another drop? Are we going to see another 3 to 6 month period of big time fading and falling? Because remember, this whole entire 3 to 6 month period right here behind me all happened because of the unknown. Now, once we paused the unknown and we said, hey, the unknown, we're going to pause it. We're going to go back to what we know. The market went on a big time spike. We just sit at record highs. Now we just came on out with, hey, we're going back into the unknown. We're voyaging into the unknown. Now, sometimes, again, the unknown could be the best thing ever, right? People, again, make amazing discoveries. People, explorers, going to different countries and, again, discovering America, going to the moon, whatever. You are, again, voyaging into the unknown, and that's where, again, you make your name. That's where, again, you discover new things. That's where we grow. But at the same time, could the unknown also be dangerous? Absolutely. The unknown, I walk in the Amazon forest and all of a sudden there's a boa constrictor, an anaconda, there's a crocodile, there's a lot of danger as well. So the thing is, when we take a look at the S&P 500, sure, we want the unknown to be amazing. But at the same time, the unknown is also very scary, which is why over the last 2 days, we are seeing a very big drop. We are seeing a very big fall, and we're seeing a very big crack at this moment. So the big question is, can the S&P 500 be able to recover and hold on up and start getting a little bit of bouncing? Now, for anyone who has not been in the market, I will tell you this right now. In August, we usually see some sort of random crash. We usually see like a 2, 3, 4% pullback in August. It's just something that happens every single August. So if you are an option trader, puts could be an amazing thing over the next 30 days. They really can be. Now, remember last year, we saw like Japan's market fall 10% in one day. Do you guys remember that? We've also had like crypto crashes before. We had, of course, back in 2020 where we had the entire pandemic going on. We have random things, and it seems like August is always the pullback month. August is always a time where, again, people start saying to themselves, hey, get ready for the crash. Now, what's also a great opportunity is get ready for a dip buy. Get ready for an opportunity to be able to put some more money in. So I actually just had a meeting with my my financial advisor for my retirement fund. And he said, Sean, we have some funds, when do we want to start purchasing? And I said, let's wait for the big, drop in August. That's what I told him. I told him again last weekend, say, let's wait for the drop in August. And once we see that drop in August, once we start getting that fear, let's go ahead and add some more money into my retirement fund. So what areas could we come back on down to? Very reasonable. The old platform. The old spiking highs up near around 608, 609, 610. We have old spiking high, old spiking high, old spiking high, old spiking high, 50-day moving average over on around 611, 608, 609, 610. This is going to be a perfect time to go ahead and look to be able to add and start getting yourself involved over on these plays. So, Dek, do I think, again, the S&P 500 is going to go from 625 down to 610? I do. Also, traders, August is officially the last month of summer. Now, team, for anyone who does not know, summer months are the slowest in the stock market. So you know what I'm very excited about? I love summer. I never want to wish time away. I never want to wish through the summer. But guess what? Once we start heading into September, October, November, December, January, things become electric. Now, why is that? People always ask that. Why is it the fact that once you get out of the summer months, we start seeing more volatility? We start seeing more action. We start seeing more craziness. Well, to be frank with you, why do stocks go up? People buy them. Why do stocks go down? People sell them. When you have more people in the markets, you have more money flowing through and more money being taken out, which equals more volatility. Now, if all these Wall Street traders, it's a beautiful summer months. Guess what? A lot of them have their houses in the Hamptons. Go down to Florida, enjoy the beach, head on over to California, travel the world, whatever. July and August is kind of where Wall Street is saying to themselves, you know what? I'm going to take a few months off and enjoy again the fruits of my labor. That's what they do. Now, as we head back into September, October, November, December, guess what? The weather starts changing. You start staying inside. Kids are back in school. People are saying, you know what? I can't really go outside. I'm going to be sitting in front of my computer. Why in 2020 did we see one of the most volatile markets ever? Was it because every single person was trapped inside? They were saying to themselves, man, I can't go outside. I can't, do anything. What can I do? Oh, let's learn how to trade. Let's go ahead and invest in the stock market. So you need to understand the reason why, again, these winter months sometimes get so crazy is because there's so much money flowing into the markets. So usually in August, we don't see as many buyers move on in. There's not as much to hold the markets up, especially, of course, with these nicer months. And if there is any sort of negative news, such as tariffs starting back on up. And on top of that, this jobs report, which was basically a whole bunch of fugazi over the last 3 months. So I would definitely say, if I had to make a prediction, in the next 30 days or so, maybe even heading into the first week of September, we could definitely be back on down towards around that 610-ish area. We have been talking about this the last few weeks. We have been talking about this the last 2 months, basically saying how the S&P 500 was going to get this retracement and this pullback because of tariffs starting to begin. So that is something that's very big and very important. Well, not only that, you guys can also see that we do have some big earnings reports tonight. Earnings reports is going to be extremely important for every single individual right now. Now, the reason why I say that is because you definitely want to be able to be watching some of the big ones. Guys, tonight, Palantir, PLTR, tomorrow, AMD, on Wednesday, Uber, right? These are, again, some companies that I'm invested in. I'm invested in Palantir. I'm invested over into Uber. These are companies that I definitely want to be watching to see what's going to be happening coming up in the near future. Now, last week, for anyone who was not here, we did see some earnings come on out. What were those earnings we saw? We saw Tesla earnings. We saw Google earnings, right? We saw Netflix earnings. We've been having a pretty active earnings season. Now, tonight, big one, Palantir. Guys, Palantir. What if this comes out with some more good news? What if Palantir says, hey, we have, again, breaking record numbers, breaking record sales? Palantir could spike all the way up towards 170, 180. Palantir has been one of my best investments. Where did I bought in? I bought in on Monday, April 7th on Palantir. I'm currently sitting with the cost base around $71. I literally have, again, my entry and exit right here. So again, this whole entire paperwork shows my exact entry and exit. This is my P&L. I always like to, again, just keep this on me in case anyone wants to be able to see it. And of course, that's Palantir bought in on Monday, April 7th at a price of $71. I'm just sitting on this. Dek, when are you going to sell it? Traders, I don't have any plans on selling a lot of my long-term investments. My long-term investments are long-term investments. I have 2 different ways I like to trade, or 2 different ways I like to invest. Number 1, my active day trading style, What is active day trading? Active day trading, guys, is going to be me getting in and out of plays every single day. Me getting in and out of stocks. Me trying to make that quick dollar. And then there's also me that says, hey, let's put money over here and let's make sure, again, it just continues to grow. Let's make sure, again, this money continues to go on up. You guys know I love shorting. I love going against plays. I love buying in on these small micro cap plays. I'm looking to make $500 to $1,000 just like that. That's what I want to do. But at the same time, I want to diversify in a way. Now, again, diversifying is amazing and awesome. And some people are saying, well, again, you want to have one great way to make money. I like to be able to have multiple ways to make money. When you think about, again, stock trading and becoming a full-time day trader and becoming a full-time stock trader, a lot of times it's not just saying, okay, I'm going to make money just on day trades. Guys, for me to be able to be a full-time day trader, yes, I make money on day trades, but I also have money in long-term investments. And you know why I like to do that? Because it always, again, gives me a foundation. If I am just having money just on day trades of just, okay, this, I might have higher anxiety. I might have higher nerves. I might have higher, okay, this is extremely important. I got to make sure I never lose any sort of trade. When I have my day trading account going, I can always say to myself, you know what? I don't have to fear because I always have the base of, again, slow growing great blue chips. If that's Palantir, or if that's Apple, or if that's Google, or if that's Netflix, I have great long-term investments that are slowly growing every single month or every single year where I know that I'm not touching that. And these blue chip companies, these top 20, these top 500 S&P 500 plays over time are going to continue to make me money. So yes, I do have a retirement account with, again, good, solid blue chip stocks that I do not short. I do not short against, profitable companies. I like to short against these small penny stock plays that basically spike on up and then come crashing right back on down. Something more like PBM, quick little spike, quick little dump. Something more like, a GYRO, quick little spike coming back on down. So we're going to see in the next 4 minutes here if we can get a nice press release, if we can get a nice play, if we can get a nice breakout. Anything else that we want to be aware of here coming on up? Just a little fun fact. Right, we are seeing electricity demand. There was a video I watched probably like 2 years ago. Let me see here. I want to see if I can find it over on YouTube real quick. I'm not going to play it or anything, but I'll just post the link. Billionaire interview on a jet. I remember, again, it was something like this. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This guy. So if you guys have ever watched this video before, asking a billionaire how to make $1 million. So again, if you guys want to check out this video, go ahead and do that. But again, that video, the guy basically says, well, how did you become a billionaire? And he goes, oh, I traded futures. And it says, well, what did you trade? He goes, oh, I traded electricity. That's what he said. And that's how he became a billionaire. Now, again, take that how you want it. But what do you see right here? I just thought of that when I saw this, where it says there's no slowdown in electricity. So what does that mean? Well, guys, for anyone who does not know, we are using so much of the grid every single day, every single month, every single year. And when I'm talking about the grid, I'm talking about all the power, all the landlines. I'm talking about electricity to actually power. Does anyone realize how important electricity honestly is for your heating, for your food and refrigeration, for stoplights, for satellites, for cameras, for surveillance, for making everything work? Could you imagine if all of a sudden maybe the grid just went down and all of a sudden your phone stopped working? And all of a sudden your heat stops working, all of a sudden your food gets spoiled and traffic lights don't work and there's no surveillance. And just imagine how big and how important electricity really is. Now, on top of that, guys, what was the number one thing that blue chip companies have been investing in? Well, they've been investing in AI over the last 3 years, haven't they? Well, how do you run AI? Well, you have to have data centers. Data centers all run off electricity. And what else have we been hearing all about, over the last 4 or 5 years, especially with Tesla, electric vehicles? So again, we have the number one investment of AI, and to run AI, we need electricity. And then on top of that, we also know so many people, so many companies, so many manufacturers are switching over from petroleum or gas over into electric vehicles. That's very big. Manufacturing growth. So again, there's different ways to go ahead and invest into electricity, if that is the futures market, or if that's individual stocks. So you guys can go ahead and take a look at some of these individual stocks and see, okay, hey, how would I want to invest over into energy? But that is something I thought was pretty neat, where energy is a very hot sector right now. Electricity is only continuing to grow with AI, with EVs, with different demands, with, again, more people, with, again, population growing, with everything. So again, it's always one of those maybe slow and steady investments that you guys can look into a little bit more. Now, is there any sort of big news at this moment? Again, the biggest news was ARTL, but ARTL essentially went on a quick little spike and then just came crashing right back on down. So a little heads on up for you guys. ARTL went on a quick little spike, came crashing back on down. Nothing, again, we really need at this moment over on ARTL. Stock, again, as he said, a big time spike, crash right back on down, starting to get a little bit weaker, starting to get a little bit of a fade, starting to get a little bit of a drop at this moment. Now, we want to see what we have. We want to see, again, where the buying volume is going to take us. We want to see where the hype and momentum is going to be going next. All right? So, traders, 7:58. We got 1 minute until the news scanner. I have not traded yet today. But I'm eager. Guys, I'm itching right now. I'm excited. I want to get myself involved. I want to go ahead and be able to kick off this month and go, bang! Nice little $1,000 profit right around the corner here, traders. So I am absolutely jacked on up. I'm absolutely excited. I want this to be one of my best months ever. So we got a birthday week coming on up, guys. My birthday is in about 2 days. So let's go ahead and let's kick this on off. And let's kick off the birthday week with some profits, huh? Hey, traders, if you guys are watching right now over on the live stream, all I ask is one thing. Go ahead and smash that thumbs on up, especially stock twits, because I'm not going to see you guys until after my birthday. So my birthday wish is you guys, again, smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. If everyone can do that, please let me know. Now, if anyone's saying, Deck, how old are you turning? I am turning at this moment. Take a guess. 49. 49 years old. I look fantastic, don't I? I don't need to, again, brag about it, but I look absolutely fantastic for 49 years old. Now, let's go ahead and let's get ourselves ready to go. I'm just kidding, guys. I turned 32. 32 coming on up. Now, let's see what we have at 8 a.m. I need to, again, get myself prepared, see if we get any sort of big-time breakouts. All right, guys, we got a few things. Ooh, guys, we got cancer endpoints. Hold on a second. What is this one? INMB? INMB right here talks about prostate cancer meets endpoints. Could we see INMB start getting a little bit of hype? Watch to see if INMB start getting some big-time rips and runs. That's one of the best press releases you can have. We also have primary syndrome here, IMD. IMD right here. Nope. Taking a look at kind of what's spiking. See if there's anything going crazy. JCap right here. I'm just kind of looking around. We have earnings reports. I still think I like INMB the best. Am I right? Does anyone else see anything that's kind of going crazy right now? MPAA. INMB. I want to see if that one starts getting some ripping and running. So the thing is, right now at this moment, it does say INMB does come on out with INMB comes on out with trial of metastatic prostate cancer meets endpoints, and it's close to enrollment. Let's go ahead and open this real quick. Restrains cancer meets endpoints and is close to enrollment. I mean, that's a good solid press release right there. I want to see if that one does start getting some hype and kind of steal the show. But right now, it's not really doing anything crazy. It does have room to run all the way up towards around $5 in case the stock does start getting some hype. So just always be prepared. Sometimes, again, preparation is key. Sometimes you could be a little early to the play. Sometimes, again, you know, you're going to be the first one to be able to discover these plays, and that's the whole point of having a news scanner. The whole point of having a news scanner is to be able to say, hey, Deck, we're the first ones involved on the stock. Hey, we're the first ones that are involved on this play. We can go ahead and make money on this play in case this one starts spiking. So right now, there's not a crazy amount of buying volume, but we definitely can stay ready on this in case it does start getting some hype. Where's their strong resistance? Seems like most resistance is right around that 282 mark. 282. Notice again, bounce play, top resistance. Anyone else see any sort of big time press releases that just came on out? Right now, INMB is my favorite. MPAA, no. THAR. I don't see anything going crazy right now. I would still say INMB is going to still be our top watch right now. Definitely has to be. Definitely has to be at this moment. Just in case this one does start getting a little bit of fire. Just in case this one does start getting that spike and start getting that big time rip and run. So I just want to do a little bit of research here and see if this play is going to get some sort of hype. I want to share this with absolutely everyone in case it does start getting some hype. And sometimes the best thing about being involved in a play is the fact that we're early, the fact that we're first, the fact that, again, we're able to find these plays before everyone else does. So did anyone pull the trigger just yet over on INMB? So INMB right here, traders, trying to get those, trying to get a little bit of that hype and momentum. Guys, take a look. INMB starting to get that, spike. Guys, here comes INMB. INMB right now. Now again, traders are starting to push it on up. Guys, very cool to see. So that's how quick we are, right? Look at this. Like, we are the first to the game over on these plays. Look at INMB right now. Now starting to steal the hype. Now starting to steal the attention. Now starting to get the next leg. Congratulations for everyone that's jumping in over on INMB, finding this play, finding the rip and run, finding again the spike, and again being able to make some quick money. So this was absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's basically like we beat the mob to this play, didn't we? We basically beat the mob towards this stock. Now, Dek, I'm not in on this play. I'm not currently over on it. But as you guys can see, it is so neat to be able to find, all right, hey, how did we find this one so quickly? Well, again, we had the news scanner. Now, Dek, how high can this go on up? Is there going to be resistance? So let's take a look at this. This is a good press release. Let's not kind of get carried away. This is a pretty good press release. We don't want to, again, hurt ourselves. Dek, how high can this go? Old spiking high is up towards around that 398 mark. 398 would be a great area to short in case the stock does start kind of taking on off. Let me go back to a 60-minute time frame. 60-minute time frame over on INMB. Yeah, that 398 mark is still a great target. Right around $4. Absolutely awesome in case anyone, is really interested on this play. It is having some resistance at around 350, starting to have a little bit of a pullback at this moment here. So basically, traders, what did we do here? Now, I know it's having a little bit of a pullback right now. Still a good, solid press release. But if anyone is asking right now, saying, Dek, like, how do you find these plays? How, again, do you get yourself involved in these plays? Like, what did we just do there? How did you find the fact that INB was at 270? It just spiked up towards around 340. And remember, guys, it's not like I'm sitting here pumping up these plays. I'm not even in on this stock. All I'm doing is I'm following. And again, I love how people, again, are like, oh, Dek, you're so good at finding these plays. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna be straight and blunt with you. A lot of the times, guys, the equipment does it for me. The equipment does it for me. Okay? And again, I love that people, love watching me and love getting these alerts. But a lot of the times, it is the equipment doing it. Now, what do I mean by that? Traders, if you guys don't have Fox Runner, literally Fox Runner is going to give you the answer. Okay? So what did I do? I know news comes out at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. Guess what? All I'm doing is sitting here watching news at 8 o'clock. News comes out at 8 o'clock. I have it filtered where it's 0 to 20 million in float, so I get lower float. I do have my hot keywords that I like to look at. And then guess what? I'm sitting here. I'm watching. And then guess what we see? Obviously, we saw INMB. INMB came on out with a great press release. I got excited. Here it is, right? Came on out at 8 o'clock and 13 seconds. It's a 4-star press release. Why is it a 4-star press release? Well, simply enough, it's a 4-star press release because it does have the word endpoints. So you guys could see endpoints or endpoint or endpoints. That's basically one of the best press releases you can have. When you have a pharmaceutical company, a biopharmaceutical company, and they reach their endpoints, it's basically them reaching. They did what they were meant to do. It has met its cancer endpoints. And meeting its cancer endpoints, that's what, got this excited. So a lot of times, if you're sitting here and saying, Dek, how do you find these plays? How do you do this? I just have a news scanner that gives me the answers. So for anyone who does not have this, make sure you guys are going to go use Fox Runner. You guys can get a free 30-day pass on it. Go to foxrunner.com. Get the news scanner. It's literally going to give you the answer every single day. It's extremely helpful, and I encourage everyone to go ahead and go get that. So very simple, very easy, one of the best out there. So you guys are all good. Hunter, Dek, I just made money on that great effing call. Hey, thank you so much. That's all you. You guys again deserve it. Ron Harris, Dek, I'm in at 274. Got out 319. Amazing. Great job. So we are having, again, quick little spikes and quick little reversals back on down. But that's kind of what it comes on down to. In pre-market, you basically have like these 30-minute waves. Press release at 7, press release at 7:30, press release at 8, press release at 8:30, press release at 9. And again, once you kind of go through these 30-minute waves, you kind of have press release, breakout, trade, then you chill for 15 minutes. Then you have press release, breakout, trade, then you can chill for 15 minutes. Again, a lot of people are always like, hey, Dek, why don't you trade at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Because 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's no kind of random big rip and run. There's no random spike. We are looking for the play that, again, is going to be able to spike and hold its gains and kind of become new and fresh. We want to be the first ones involved, not the last ones involved. So right now at this time here, traders, PBM, not really doing too much. COMM, little bit of a climb right now. COMM just got unhalted. So you can actually see here from before, COMM was halted. And it was halted because it was getting acquired. So if we actually scroll on down right here, traders, you can see COMM sells its connectivity and cable solutions for $10 billion. So this was halted, which means there was no orders going through. It did just get unhalted at 8 o'clock, and that's what led to, again, some spiking and ripping and running, buyers coming on in over on COMM. So do I like this play? Yep. Do I love it? No, because, again, whenever you get acquired, you usually get acquired at a certain price, which means you're just going to move sideways at that certain price nearly the entire time. I would say right now, the best play is still INMB. I would say INMB, your target on this one should be around $4. So if you are on the long side, Deck, how would you trade this? If you are on the long side at this moment, as long as you stay above 295, you're still good to go. If you go underneath 295, that's where I think there's going to be weakness. That's where I think there's going to be trouble. That's where I do think the stock is going to reverse and start dropping back on down. Under 295 is where there's going to be trouble. As long as you stay above 295 is where this play is going to get its next leg and start breaking on out and start, kind of going up to hopefully that $4 mark. So is there anyone right now that's still holding on to, again, INMB? Is there anyone right now that's still sitting over on INMB? Is there anyone right now saying, hey, Deck, I'm in on INMB, and I think, again, this one still has a lot of potential to keep on breaking out, keep on running, keep getting that next leg? So INMB, again, target would be that $3.75 to $4 area. We're coming back on up. Possible new high. Now let's see where shorts, how much shorts are over on INMB in case we do start spiking. I would say like 4,000 shares. Let's see how much shorts are if I wanted to get involved on this play. Locate shorts, 4,000 shares. Locate the lowest price. How much that cost me? That would cost me $1.60. Little heads on up. INMB, but guys, is dirt cheap at this moment. Dirt cheap. INMB, $1.60 if I wanted to go ahead and short shares. So if that play starts getting above 350, I'm going to locate shares. So if that one starts getting above that 350 mark, just be ready to go. See if that play can start, fading and falling and dropping back on down. Does have room to run all the way up to $4. If it ever broke through $4, the 50-day moving average all the way up at $5 would be the best bet. Again, we watched the news at 8 o'clock. We saw the press release. We understand why this is spiking. We are basically, honestly, the thing was, we were so early into this play. We were so early into this play right here that, we basically beat the attention. At first, I was scratching my head saying, this news is really good. Why is no one buying it? It was just the fact that we were so early. It takes a little bit of time sometimes for people to discover the best press release. So it's like, that's where you want your bread and butter to be. Your bread and butter is you want to beat the mob to these plays. If you want to buy stocks, if you want to buy for breakouts, if you want to buy for rips and runs, you got to beat the mob. You got to get there before everyone else in the world can. So right now here, traders, INMB, keeping our eyes peeled on this one, seeing where the attention is going to take us next. And we want to keep on ripping and running here. Let's see if this one can hit some new highs. Now, AIMD starting to go a little bit, Deck. AIMD, quick little pop over on AIMD. That one have any sort of news or attention? AIMD, that one did have a little bit. You guys can see right here, 4-star press release. 4-star press release receives approval. It does have the word primary. So again, whenever you see the word primary, pretty good. So Hunter, I am seeing AIMD, 4-star word. Had a quick little spike right there. Little bit of buying volume, little bit of hype, little bit of focus, little bit of attention, a little bit of sugar and spice, a little bit of everything nice, a little bit of attention here, baby. So it's 8:12 in the market right now, traders. We are still watching INMB giving a little bit back at this time. You can see the stock is pulling back here just slightly. Remember, 395 is the area that this must hold above. You must hold above 395. If you start going underneath 395, that is where some weakness is probably going to take over, and the stock is just going to consolidate and kind of fade on off towards like 280 for the rest of the period. So INMB, we're going to keep that one on high watch and high alert to see where this play is going to be going here next. Is there anything else that's spiking, though, right now? Let's just make sure everyone is on the same page. Number one, PBM, spike, start fading on down. COMM, spike on up, still holding its gains. This got acquired, though. When you get acquired, it's probably going to sit at a certain price, aka like $14, and just move sideways around $14. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Also 211 million in float. UNIT looks like it had some sort of reverse stock split. SCS also got acquired at around the price of $15. It has a big spike up to $15. It's just going to move sideways at $15. Not really anything crazy. VERB, again, just moving sideways. GYRO, just moving sideways. There is nothing that you need to jump on at this moment. We have the best play at this moment, INMB. So, Deck, we know INMB is where the mob is at. The majority of buyers, the majority of retail traders. Now, with that being stated here, what else do we need to be looking at? Well, Deck, can we look at previous top gainers? Previous top gainers, can any of those go wild? Well, what was the number one previous top gainer, guys, over on Friday? Does anyone know? It was LOBO. LOBO over on Friday was the number one top gainer. But unfortunately, LOBO did give a lot back, right? If we take a look over on LOBO, what do we have right here? Traders, pop quiz. First one that gets it wins. What is this perfect pattern? Can anyone tell me right now, what is this pattern right here over on LOBO? It is absolutely perfect in every single way. It is textbook in my eyes. To me, when I take a look over on LOBO, I see an absolutely perfect head and shoulders pattern. Would you guys agree with me? I mean, guys, look what we have right here. I'll make myself a little tiny so you guys can see. Don't we have a shoulder? We have a head, we have a shoulder, and then we have this massive sell-off. Don't we have right here, we have a left shoulder, we have a head, we have a right shoulder, and then we have this perfect sell-off. Stare at this image right here. Stare at this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then take a look right here over on this play. Well, do you guys not see? We have something very similar. We basically have our left shoulder, we have our head, we have our right shoulder, and then we have our sell-off. So again, it's never going to be absolutely perfect, but you guys can get a great understanding of, look at this, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, sell-off. That would be a perfect head and shoulders pattern. Taking a look over on LOBO, unfortunately, LOBO is pretty much done with. Unfortunately, LOBO is pretty much over with at this time. Now, what else do we need to be looking at? Previous top gainer. What about PHLT? PHLT right here. What about this play? PHLT, this one got acquired. Just like, again, we see acquired over on SCS, where you have this big gap up and then you move sideways. Same exact thing going on with PHLT. PHLT right here has this big gap up and then just moves sideways all day. Unfortunately, you don't even need it. What about FGF right here? FGF, what did this play do? FGF right now, guys, this one wasn't bad. FGF went from $18, spiked up to $40, sitting at $33. What was the news? What was the reason? What was the credibility over on FGF? FGF right here, if we take a look over on this play, this one, again, talks about having a trust. $10 per share over on FGF. I would say let's keep it on the back burner. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy or special for us. Let me put that back. Didn't mean to change that. So right now here, traders, we are, again, just keeping our eyes peeled, seeing where the buying volume is really going to be heading towards next and going from there. Right now, INMB, guys, INMB. All traders and all focus is back over on INMB. All traders, all focus back over on INMB at this moment. Guys, where can we get up to? Again, $3.99, $4 is going to be the target for the majority of traders. So $3.99, $4 is going to be the target for the majority of traders. INMB is where most people are focused on. So, Deck, what does that mean? That means I'm going to be waiting probably till about like $3.90, $4. Go ahead and look for some possible shorts up there. Congrats if you guys are still on the long side. INMB is really the only press release as of now. So INMB is really the only press release we have at this moment. And buyers are still trying to push this thing on up. Again, positive endpoints came on out. Deck, why don't you just short it right now? Because it's not overextended yet. You know what I mean? It's not a play that's like gone too crazy. It's only up 35%. The stock has been slow and steady and consistent. If I'm going to short this play, I want to short it at resistance. I don't want to just randomly short it, say, oh, well, I think it's going to fall right here. Well, Deck, why do you think it's going to fall? I don't know. I got a funny feeling in my belly. And it's like, you know, I don't like that. I don't like when people say, oh, I got a good feeling about this. Oh, I have a hunch. Oh, hey, I just think it's going to work out. Guys, all that's nothing. That's fake. That's fugazi. It's fairy dust. It means nothing to us, right? When you're saying I have a feeling, it means nothing. You got to look at the chart. Chart tells me right now $4 is main resistance with, again, $4.90, which is, again, the 50-day moving average. Those are the next two strong resistance lines. That's it, right? There's no faking that. That's straight up $4 and $5 is the next strong resistance line. Right now, INMB, one of the top dogs right here. Top plays to be watching. We do have INMB high watch and high alert. Happy Money Monday, everyone, by the way. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are fired on up, and I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. We are back into August. Let's make August a hot month, huh? Let's make August our best month ever. Let's make August
the month of the summer, the month of the year, the month of profiting. Let's do that. Right now, INMB keeping our eyes peeled and staying alert here on every little tiny move. I want to see if we're going to pop on up another 40 cents or so. And it looks like we can easily get it. We definitely can. We could easily get that little rip and run. Let's see here. Are they still $1.60? Yeah, they only cost $1.60 to go ahead and short if I wanted to. I'm going to try to get my shares to short. I keep saying rejected, though. Locate lowest. Let's go right here. Locate lowest. Cancel. Says $1.50. 4,000 shares available. Okay. Pending rejected. Why is it pending and getting rejected? Let's try 2,000 shares real quick. Let me just try to lower it for a second. Locate lowest. Cancel. Says it's going to cost me 80 cents. Press OK. Pending. Pending. Rejected. Why am I keep getting rejected when it says there's shares available to short? I don't like that. So right now I am not able to get the shares available to short, but I will keep on trying. Anyone else not getting shares available to short over on Cobra? Cobra is by far the best broker I've ever used in my life. You know, they usually have shares to short on absolutely every single play out there. And right now I don't need to short it right now because I would be waiting up till around $4. But I would say, again, I just always like to be, prepared and ready to rock and roll. So we are all set. Ready to see what's going to be coming on up here. Deck, I saw you did great in your golf tournament. Thank you so much. I did do pretty well. Guys, I love golf. You guys know that. I was in a tournament over the weekend. I came in fourth. So I came in fourth place this weekend. Little heads on up in my golf tournament. Out of 160, though. So I came in fourth place out of 160. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Your boy was going pretty low. I was pretty dialed. That was the lowest I ever finished in a tournament. So that was the lowest I've ever gone in a golf tournament, fourth place. And I'll take it. I'll take it. Out of 160, coming in fourth, not bad. Your boy was just rolling it well. I was rolling it well. Pretty locked in. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes. Get in that tournament mode. Same exact thing with stock trading. Sometimes you just got to lock in. Sometimes you got to get into tournament mode where you're saying, hey, no one's stopping us. No one's stopping us now. So yeah, I came in fourth, won $10,000. It was actually $9,870 I got. So not too bad for the weekend as well. Making a little side winnings off of golf. Take a little profit over there in a little golf tournament on my way to the Corn Ferry. If you're saying, wow, Deck, $9,000 isn't too bad. Honestly, I got to be transparent, guys. I completely just lied about that. All I won was a trophy. So while, again, $9,000 sounds a little impressive, it was a complete fabricated lie. All I got was that little trophy. Okay? I'm sorry. But third place did make money. You know what sucked about it? Was fourth place was the only person who didn't make money. First place won $62,000. Second place won $25,000. Third place won $6,000. And guess what I won? Zero. I won $0. I was the first runner-up to not make any money. Doesn't that suck? That does suck. Just think about it. First person to not make money. INMB, still trying to move on up. I'm still a little heated about it. I apologize, guys. Let's see. Do I get any shorts now? Can I get some shorts here yet? I'm trying to still get... No, right now, traders, I'm still getting rejected on shorts. Anyone else use over on Cobra? So right now here, pending, rejected. I still have not been able to get any shares available to short. Now, the thing is, INMB is clearly the only number one top gainer we need to look at. So maybe there's just not shares available to short right now. Hard to borrow, short sale reserve. So maybe, again, we're just, maybe it's just not shortable at this moment, which is good news also for buyers because buyers are saying, hey, you know what? Let's get after it. Deck, I bought 1,000 at a time. Let's see if I can do 1,000 shares. It's only going to cost like 20 cents. So it's barely anything, but can I do 1,000 shares? Let's see. Well, allow me to get 1,000 shares. Nope, it's still getting rejected. So the best thing for us to do at this moment, I think the best thing for us to do at this moment is to probably come on up and say, hey, let's wait for 8:30. We got about 6 minutes here until the 8:30 press release wave. Then let's get after it. Guys, if you have not yet, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. If you guys have not yet, I want you guys to bring up the energy. What I want everyone to do in their moments. So while, again, we have 6 minutes left, guys, and this is extremely important. I need everyone to go ahead and shut your door, close the shades, tell, again, your wife or your husband or your children, say, hey, give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes to, again, be alone. And I want you guys to shut the door. I want you guys to take off your clothes, and I want you guys to do 20 push-ups, okay? 20 push-ups with nothing but you and the floor. Get a little pump on, then put your clothes back on, open the door, open up the shades, and again, kick off your day. But again, let's get the adrenaline flowing a little bit. Let's get the energy up. Let's burn some carbs. Let's get some calories going here, people. Stock trading is a physical sport. Let's go. Say, man, this guy's dialed in today. Monday morning, tell me to, again, lose a couple articles of clothing. Hey, guys, I just want everyone, again, sweating greatness, baby. That's all I want. People ask the secret sauce. I'll give you the secret sauce. We got ourselves a big day ahead. Right now, we are waiting for that next press release wave. INMB, we can't short this play until we get up towards around 8:30 anyway. SNGX. SNGX deck, maybe a little bit of action. SNGX, a little bit of a mid-candle breakout pattern. So if you guys take a look over on SNGX, I would consider this a mid-candle breakout pattern. Some people may ask, Deck, what's a mid-candle breakout pattern? Mid-candle breakout pattern is one of my favorite go-to patterns. Essentially, this is what it is. It is you're going to have multiple days. Day one. Day one is where you have a very big breakout. Now, this very big breakout could be because you have hot news. This very big breakout maybe because you got a short squeeze. This very big breakout is just whatever reason. But it is a stock, SNGX, or again, a breakout that every single person is aware of. So who here remembers SNGX of last week? Who here remembers SNGX going on a very big spike? I mean, the stock went from $1 all the way up to $5. Guys, a nice like 400% move. That's a very nice rip and run. Now, what happens on day two? On day two, the stock fades and falls. Now, why does the stock fade and fall on day two? Well, that's because, again, it got overbought. It got overextended. It went too crazy. It went too wild. And now shorters are moving in. Now people are taking their profits. But now what happens on day three? Day three now comes around, and now buyers say, hey, wait a minute. The stock went from $1 to $5. It's now back on down to $2. Is this a good dip buy opportunity? Yeah, you know what? It fell over 250% from the top. I'm going to look for a dip buy. And now shorters get out of their play, which sometimes leads towards a little bit of squeeze. Now more buyers start coming back on in. Now people get excited, and sometimes you get a big time rip and run all the way back on up. So a mid-candle breakout pattern is essentially where you have a, number one, very nice rip and run. Number two, you fall back on down towards around mid-candle of the spike. And number three, buyers return back into the play as they're seeing it as a discounted price, and that leads to shorters getting out of their play, which sometimes leads to squeezes on up. So when you have a clear-cut, like supernova, clear-cut big breakout, then you have a mid-candle fall, and now, again, you get a nice spike back on up. So, again, a lot of times you do have these, like, always watch previous top gainers to see if they, continue to get any sort of ripping and running and spiking and climbing. So right here, we want to see what we get. Guys, 826 in the market. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Stock twits! Tradecaster! Let's go, baby! Guys, little heads on up. We are 15 days away. Little heads on up here, guys, for every single person until Tradecaster drops its pricing. So for anyone who does not know, we are 15 days away. We are going to be, again, changing the pricing over on tradecaster.com, making some new updates to the website. So if anyone here wants to watch me trade live every single day, every single morning, we are, again, changing our pricing. Right now, it's $174 a month. We are dropping that on down. We are dropping it on down because, you know what? I think that's too much money right now. And I want to be able to, again, make sure I'm treating you guys with respect and giving you guys everything that you guys possibly need. So let me ask it. Open discussion. If you are not a member of tradecaster.com, what would the price have to be for you to be a member of tradecaster.com? To go ahead and be able to get live streaming every day, to go ahead and have access to the video library, to go ahead and be able to talk to me one-on-one, to go ahead and be part of our community. What is the magical price that says, Deck, that's more than fair, that's more than reasonable? That is where, again, I would sign on up. And again, I love hearing from you because, again, we are bouncing right now between two different numbers. And I want to be fair. I want to make sure, again, every single person is saying to themselves, Deck, this is more than generous, baby. So we are dropping the price in 15 days. but I want to see what you guys think. What would you like it to be? I'd like to hear feedback from you. So team, definitely let me know. But other than that, we got about a minute and a half here till the next press release. Minute and a half here till the next move. VERB. VERB, a little bit of a pop on up. I can see that, guys. Look at that. VERB. Look at that. Just came on up. VERB at 8:27 just 1 minute ago. VREB came out with a nice little press release, nice little hype and rip and run. We got a minute until the next press release wave, but a lot of traders running on over right now over towards VERB. Just came out with a press release 1 minute ago. And as you guys can see, people are saying, oh, Deck, here's the next press release wave. So you can see, as long as you guys, of course, as long as you guys are watching the news scanner at the right time, right? As long as you guys are watching the news scanner at the right time, 8 o'clock, 8:30, you guys won't miss any sort of plays. So right here, traders, let's see what we get coming on up. Guys, about 15 seconds left. 15 seconds left. VERB is a very, a big stock here. Watching to see if this one is going to spike and rip and run, start taking on off, getting a little bit more hype and momentum. All traders at this time are watching VERB. Now, this could definitely be one. Let's see if we get anything else, though, at the time of 8:30. Let's see if we get anything else here at 8:30. Guys, 8:30 wave coming on in here in just a few seconds. VERB, a lot of attention, a lot of hype. VERB right now, team. I do want to see, VERB is definitely going to be a stock I'm going to be watching, but at the same time, I want to see if we get anything fresh and new at 8:30. VERB, stock just went from $12 all the way up to $21. I don't want to get caught up in this play if this thing starts squeezing up even higher. Deck, how high can VERB get up towards?
Success.
Hold on, we just had a success press release. I want to see here, guys. Hold on a second. Here's 8:30, PRAX, quarterly results, treatment, meeting to behold, successful, SIDU, PBM. PBM has an update. Treatment, new waste streams, PESI. Kind of looking around here. Contract that's worth $5 million over on GP. I want to see if there's anything else that's big coming on out here. VERB is the best one so far. Got $558 million. So VERB is the best one so far. Got $558 million. VERB starting to reverse a little bit. Also, just please remember, VERB is shortable. Stock has gone from $12, spiked up to $22 so far. Still staying alive, still hot, still, again, a nice mover so far. Conference coming on up. I don't see anything too new other than VERB. And again, VERB came out at 8:27. You can see VERB right here came out at 8:27. Pretty hot press release right there. I think that's the best one. VERB, we already know COMM. We already know PBM. We already know UNIT. We already know SCS. What do we have right here? MTVA. MTVA announces an AI-driven collaboration with Sinacabo to explore additional indications. MTVA, a little bit of hype. It has a 56% gain already, has a collaboration agreement. Seems like right now, the majority of the attention is over on VERB. Now, VERB here, guys, stock has gone from $12, spiked on up to $22. That's our main resistance line right now. Deck, how high can this one get up to? Let's look at past chart history pattern. Past chart history pattern shows us that we are going to have massive resistance where at. I mean, $22 is a strong area. Look at this. Bounce play right here, sell off right here. I would say a better area for us would probably be this mark. What's that, $28? Deck, where would you short this play? I would not short this play until $28 most likely. $28 would be my target if this play again starts squeezing and spiking. If this play gets up to 27, 28, I will look to short. That'll again kind of have it a little too overextended, but I would probably again be looking for shorts up near around 28, 29. So let's see if VERB can squeeze its way back on up and keep on popping its way, keep getting some momentum. 28.29 would be my target to short this one. If VERB starts fading and falling right now, I'm not going to short it. I don't want to get caught up in a short squeeze. That's how I lost against some good money a month ago. You guys remember last month I got caught up in a short squeeze that was around $20. I would wait until we get overextended. When I see a $20 stock go on a $10 rip and run, I know it could easily go on another $7 to $6. I don't want to put myself in a position that's only going to hurt me. I'm going to be waiting until 28.29, go from there. Anything else, guys, we got to be aware of? We already know VERB, high watch. COMM got acquired. PBM doesn't have any sort of hot news. UNIT, just again, low volume. SCS also got acquired. We do know that the best press release was INMB at the time of 8 o'clock. And we know the best press release around 8:30 is VERB. So these are the top plays at this moment that the majority of traders are looking at. VERB right here, COMM, MPAA. These are ones that we want to just kind of stay alert and stay on top of. So no forcing, no putting ourselves in any sort of bad position. Guys, I am going to go live right now over on tradecaster.com. This kind of ends my time, as you guys know, over on StockTwits. So for everyone that's joining us, I'm going live over on Tradecaster. Make sure you guys are joining us right here and right now. We'll be all set, ready to get after it and have ourselves an absolutely awesome day. But other than that, though, StockTwits, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this day. It has been absolutely incredible. Let me throw on a couple links over in the chat room. If you guys want to come watch me live stream the rest of this week, Tradecaster.com is where it's at. If you guys want the news scanner, FoxRunner.com is where it's at. If you guys want my broker, it is going to be Cobra. Cobra is my broker. Make sure you type in Dekmar Trades. You guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll, and you guys will be all ready to get after it. Guys, let's have an absolutely incredible week. Happy start to August. StockTwits Nation, I love you. Tradecaster, we're going live here in a few minutes. Let's get ourselves excited for an amazing day ahead. Just want to say thank you so much for everyone who's joining us on this Money Monday. Smash that thumbs on up. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you guys again on the other side with some big-time profits. I'll see you then. Thank you so much.